Hey, top of the month to you. It's Sam Swartz with eXp Realty. And since it's February, I want to waste no time and look right back on exactly what our front range real estate market did for January 2023. I have some really interesting things to cover with you. What I'm going to cover today is how home prices have changed since this time last year, January 22. Also, I want to cover how interest rates have changed in the past couple months, and also where that is contextually in the past 10 years and also in the past few decades where it lines up. And then finally, I want to show you an article on what has been happening with mortgage rate applications and what that means for our housing market. So not wasting any time, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you a little chart that I generated just a few moments ago. So the green line shows the median sales price for homes statewide Colorado. And then the blue line shows the number of active listings, which just means how many homes are for sale or have been for sale here in Colorado. So right now in January, well, not right now, as of yesterday, January 2023, we closed the month out with a median sales price statewide of $520,000, median sales price. And in January 2022, we had a median sales price of $525,000. So we actually decreased a little less than 1% year over year. And that is despite interest rates doubling in the same amount of time. So what that means is that the cost to finance a home or the cost to get a mortgage means that the monthly payment on that same 525 to 520,000 is a really big difference despite a small difference in purchase price. To me, that shows that the housing market is still incredibly resilient, because mortgage rates doubling, that means that your monthly payment or a buyer's monthly payment has gone up a lot. So the fact that interest rates can double and home values are holding strong means a lot to me and shows that there's still a lot of demand. I'm going to jump back into this chart and show this blue line shows look at this roller coaster ride, shows the number of homes for sale. So you can see that starting late summer, the number of homes for sale just fell off a cliff. And what that means is that there's still a lot of buyer demand, and with so few homes for sale, that's what's keeping prices strong despite really high interest rates. You can look back and see that we are still historically at a really low point for number of homes available for sale. The very lowest was January 2022. We're about 27% above that, but we're still 13.5% lower than where we were January 2021. Okay, that's pretty granular, but I wanted to break that down for you. Something else that I wanted to show you was how interest rates have changed in the past few years. So here's a chart of interest rates over the past 3 years. You can see they were at record lows in 2021 and 2022, and then they reached 20-year highs just a few months ago in November 2022, breaking above 7%. They have come down about 15% to the low sixes and even in the high fives in some cases. And then this is a really, well, actually, before I go there, I'm going to go historically and show you what interest rates have done over the past 50 years. We've all heard of what happened in the 70s and early 80s with interest rates getting in the teens, even high teens, 18% in 1981. So you can see historically, we're still at a relatively low level, but something that isn't apples to apples comparison is home prices right now today are $520,000 for a median sales price versus 1970. Maybe it would be closer to 52 rather than 520. But I just wanted to show, in terms of historical context, we're still at a relatively low interest rate. Something else that I wanted to share with you was an article that I saw from a mortgage broker website that showed activity in mortgage applications. And so what that means is how many people are applying for a mortgage because they want to buy a home. And that gives us a good insight onto how many people are still thinking about buying a home despite interest rates being relatively high, especially in the past 3 years. So I'm going to share my screen and show you this article that I found on nationalmortgagenews.com. So when mortgage rates took a dip in early January, mortgage applications increased 28% week over week. And since then, we've gone up another 7% over that week. So to me, that just shows that there are so many buyers on the sidelines right now, and any dip in mortgage rates that they saw, boom, they put an offer on a house, got it accepted, locked in that lower monthly payment because of a lower rate. So that shows to me that our housing market is still foundationally very strong because prices are holding strong. And as soon as there's any dip in mortgage rates, buyers are gobbling up those homes. So what does this mean? If you're a buyer, this means you can continue to stay patient. If you don't need to move right now, you can just keep your eyes out. And but that being said, if you do see a home for sale that you do like, January is historically the best month in 2021 and 2022 for the lowest sales price. And then February is a good month as well, and March as well. But as we start getting into the late spring and early summer, that's the best time to sell a home because that's when the most homes are on the market. That's when the most homes, that's when the most buyers are looking for homes. So right now, if you know what you want as a buyer and you're pre-approved and you see a home, there's not a lot of competition out there right now, and you can snag up a good deal. As a seller, it's still good news because prices are still holding strong. You don't need to feel like you missed out on the craziness of last year because we're down less than 1% median sales price from last year. So I think I've rambled on long enough. This is a big snapshot of what's going on statewide here in Colorado. If you have specific questions about your neighborhood or you're curious about what your home is worth, feel free to just give me a call, respond to this email, or just text me and let me know what I can do to help you. I so appreciate your support, and I would love to continue to build my business by working with other great people like you and your family and those you might know. So if you can think of anyone who would appreciate this sort of information, or they're looking for a hardworking real estate agent, they're thinking about making a move in 2023 or beyond, I'm never too busy for your referral, and I would really appreciate your support. So thank you so much if you've made it this far in the video. I hope you have a wonderful February, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.